Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you how to make this absolutely delicious beef stew. That's Nigerian beef stew. If you'd like to know how I make this, then please keep watching. So this is the beef I will be using for my recipe, and the meat cut is the shin. It's been thoroughly washed. I've had questions from people asking if I wash my meat. Yes, I do. I use just water though. I don't use vinegar. I know some people love to use vinegar or lemon. I use just water. Anyway, they have also been cut into medium sizes, and I will be transferring it into my pot. Next, I will be seasoning the beef with some dry thyme, curry powder, salt, bouillon cubes, scotch bonnet pepper. The only reason I use scotch bonnet pepper is for heat. And I'll also be using some chopped onions. Next, I'll combine thoroughly. I won't be adding water at this time. As usual, I'm just going to allow the meat to sweat out the raw moisture, and this is just so the seasonings as well can penetrate deep into the meat. And I will cover this and then leave to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes on low to medium heat. So it's been roughly 15 minutes and it's time to check back on the meat, and as you can see, they have started to cook at this time. And to this I will be adding enough water to cover. I don't like to use too much water because I need my broth to be quite concentrated, and I will just add the water like I said, cover, and then leave this to cook until the meat softens. So I should set at this time that you don't have to use just beef for this recipe. You can use pretty much any other kind of recipe. To be honest, this is my main recipe. This is my main way of preparing Nigerian stews anyway. So this is the same thing I would do with chicken, with goat meat, anything, to be honest. So don't limit yourself to just beef. If you want to add some other meat, you can do that. So it's been roughly about 50 minutes and it's time to check back on the beef. And as you can see, it is pretty much cooked at this time. Now it's only cooked about 3/4 of the way, and this is because I'll still be grilling. Grilling is also a method of cooking, so that's going to get it a lot softer. I know some people like the beef extremely soft. I don't like that at all. I like it to have a bit of resistance, you know, when you bite on it. So I will be grilling this, and it's up to you. If you want to fry them, that's fine, but grilling works for me. So if you're familiar with this channel, then this next step won't be strange to you at all. We will be roasting our peppers as per usual. Now this works for me because it gives my stew this sort of charcoal sort of flavor, and it works so well. I mean, it is really good. If you haven't tried it before, please start to do this. Anyways, here I've got my tomatoes, I've got my red peppers, I've got my chilies, and I've also got my garlic. With the garlic, I've just chopped off some part of the head, you know, just to reveal the inside. And what I'll be doing is I'll be adding a bit of oil to it. What this does is it's going to stop it from burning while it's been roasted. So I will be transferring the entire tray into my oven, and this will be baked. This will be roasted for about 40 to 45 minutes at 190 degrees Celsius, or until it starts to char on the sides. So this is what my vegetables look like after roasting. As you can see, they have started to cook, and the aroma from this thing right now is so heavenly. Anyways, do not be alarmed if your garlic looks like this. It's fine. All you need to do is just to peel off some parts, you know, some of the charred parts, and that will be fine. So I will be blending this, and I'll be right back. So this is what it looks like after blending, and as you can see, it is very thick. The good thing about this roasting method is you wouldn't have to add water to your blend, and this means when you're frying the stew or when you're cooking it down, it won't take too long to boil, and it also gives you really thick stew. That's if it's, you know, if it's something that you like. Anyways, I will be setting this aside for later. Now it's time to fry the stew, and here I've got a pan on medium heat. And to that, I will be transferring my oil. Now you need a lot of oil for this to work. I know a lot of people shy away from oil, but let me be very honest with you. When you're making Nigerian stews, you need a lot of oil because you just need enough oil to float on top of the stew. You can always decant later. But if you don't do that, then it means your stew won't fry properly. It's just going to boil and it won't give you that taste. Well, if that's what you're looking for anyways, you know, like proper fried stew like Booker stews, you need a lot of oil for that. You can always decant anyways. So once this heats up, I will be transferring my chopped onions into the oil. Next, I'll fry the onions for about 2 minutes or until fragrant, and then I will transfer my blended pepper mix into the oil. Now, due to the thickness of the stew, I will be adding my broth from now. So this is the broth I will be using for the recipe. You can add as much as you want, but I like my stews really thick. So I will be adding the broth into the blender because I've still got loads of paste in there, and then just blend again. So I've just blended that, and I will be transferring that into the stew. Like I said earlier, if you want, you can add some more, but I just prefer my stews to be really thick because I like to save them up for later. Anyways, I will be mixing this thoroughly, and then it's time to season. To season, I will be using the same as before. That's dry thyme, curry powder, salt, and bouillon cubes. I don't like to use too many spices and seasonings for my stews. I like to just keep it minimal. But if you want, you can add any other thing you want. But honestly, if your peppers are already roasted, you don't need to do too much with this thing. It will just work for itself. Trust me. Anyways, I'm going to combine thoroughly and then cover with a splatter guard. Please do not use a proper lid. You need something that's got loads of air vents in it. This is because we need the steam to escape. If the steam does not escape, it's going to evaporate back into the stew. I don't know if I'm making sense here, and that means it's not going to fry properly. It will boil instead. Anyways, this is my beef. They have been grilled. Like I said earlier, you can choose to fry if you want, but this looks so yummy, and this is what I want to do. So it's been roughly about 40 minutes, and it's time to check back on the stew. As you can see, it is well fried at this time. How do I know? Good question, because the oil had settled onto the top. So, oil police. I know some people are getting ready to type too much oil. This is not too much for this kind of stew. No, I mean, for this amount of stew, it is okay. But if you want, you can decant, but I will not, because the oil also helps to prevent the stew from going bad, way too fast. Anyway, I'm going to transfer the grilled meat into here and then combine thoroughly. And this will be fried again for about 10 minutes roughly, and this is just so the meat absorbs the stew. So it's been 10 minutes, and this is what my stew looks like. Absolutely beautiful. The taste of this, you just want to just try it anyways, and just come back and leave me a comment. Anyways, if you've enjoyed this recipe, please leave me a comment, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to like this video, share with your friends and family, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.